And we are live. What up, man? Uh,
What up, bro?
What's up with you?
Young man in the building,
Yo,
finally live.
finally live. What's up, people? I got my brother on. He was over, so I was like, listen, man, let's go ahead and get this thing started. He's been doing the gambling segments with me. So say what up to young Maine. That's my bro. Treat him with the same kindness and love you would treat me with. You only gonna hear his voice though. Go ahead, man. Tell him what's up though.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Uh, y'all know I'm gonna put it out there now. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I do respect
Oh
y'all.
man.
I
Yeah, he
do.
he he is a bleeding green Eagles fan. You know what I mean? So I like beating
To the
up on
day
him.
I die.
I tear his ass up, but he do know football though. So
Yeah.
I leave him alone when it come to that. I leave him alone when it come to that. But yeah, man. Sorry for the late reaction, y'all, man. Um, was ready to get to it, but I didn't want to do anything without looking at the film, and the coach's film didn't come out till yesterday. So I've been studying that all day. Now that I've looked at it, oh man, I feel real good about the coaches switched the scheme up, didn't they? No, man. See, I feel real good about where we are. One of the dudes said in the comments that was greedy vegan. He just said that the coaches switched up, and that's what a lot of people think. The Saints just played us different. I know you
Yeah.
watched the film too, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Saints just played us different. It wasn't a thing like the Cowboys played shitty, like everybody's saying. I know Maine just said to me, said, "Man, hey, you've been doing this a while, but you might want to be nicer to your Cowboys fans. Aren't they the fans?" Because I cursed somebody out on Twitter. I said, "Yo, listen, stop coming to me asking me dumb shit. No, I really do mean that though. Somebody came to me and said, "Yes, break down Dak and show everybody why he wasn't ready to be crowned or some shit like that." And then another
Yeah,
person came to me and said, "Yo, Jason Garrett should be fucking fired." I'm like, now
yeah,
these are things that I say. Don't get it twisted. I do talk about Garrett and I do talk about Dak, but I don't just make shit up though. If there's something to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it. And in this
yeah.
game, there was nothing to really say about Dak and or Gary. We didn't get out coach or grossly out coach. And
Nah.
in my
If
opinion,
you,
anyway, yeah, and we damn sure Dak didn't do anything wrong. Like, and so I'm not gonna make some shit up on him
yeah, a
just
few,
cause.
definitely a few key plays where it's easy to see that Dallas could have had the lead and won the game easily. I think if you're really focusing on certain plays, especially what goes back earlier in the drive where there was a lot of, I would say, miss routes and drops. There was
Right.
still drops. And then also with Zeke,
Hmm.
that was not a fumble.
No, that wasn't a fumble.
This is, if we're gonna have replay, let's get it right. Why have replay in the
Yeah, if
game
you're not gonna
if you're
use
not
it,
gonna if you
that's
can see
fucking
something
retarded.
clearly it's not a fumble, the
It
elbows
was it
down.
wasn't a fumble,
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, a lot of people were looking at it that way. But I just did a breakdown film, you guys are gonna see it. It's hot as hell in the studio, so if you see me sweating, that's why. But I did a breakdown video, and you guys will see in that video we went over a few things, and one was missed opportunities. So the reason we lost Studwood, the reason we lost besides the two turnovers, was the fact that one, we missed an opportunity to Pollard up the
yeah,
seam.
yeah.
Um, Kellen
Witten,
Moore did his thing. Yeah, Witten too, but Kellen Moore did his thing when it came to just like the way he game plan.
yeah.
Kellen Moore actually designed a play with Pollard where he would have split the seams. That would have been a touchdown had that
Mhm.
not been a pass interference. That was one missed opportunity on top of the two fumbles, and then also after that we missed Cobb in the end zone. Dak did miss that
Oh
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was
but
big.
had you connected on those two plays, the first half is altogether different. The game plan against Teddy Bridgewater was, and it should have been if it wasn't on paper anyway, uh, score early. So let's score as early and often as possible. Put them back, 14 to 21 to 14 points, and then force the ball into Bridgewater's hands and force him to beat us with his arm. That was the
Yeah,
game plan, and we were executing that. We just kept making mistakes in that first half, and they took the air out of the ball in the second half. So
totally
it was a
agree.
closer game than it should have been,
Yeah,
but it wasn't a horrible game by the Cowboys. It was just we missed opportunities and we beat ourselves. The Saints didn't kick our ass. They kicked 4 field goals, fam. Like, how are you mad at
4,
that?
yeah.
They didn't beat us. They didn't
Hmm.
beat our ass at all. Like they kicked 4 field goals, and 2 of the field goals came off of turnovers. So and one off of a short field from a punt return. So it's
Yeah,
like, how much? I mean, what do you want? So
yeah.
those of you who are calling for people's heads, y'all need to chill. Like for real, chill.
Yeah, it's one of them weird weeks in the NFL. You play this game, same team, same personnel, 9 times out of 10 weeks, you got a different story with this Cowboy team. There's not a doubt that Cowboys was a more talented team.
Yeah,
Also, they're on the road. And one thing I like to say is quarterback also stands for QB, which is quick to blame.
that's true shit.
I hear a lot of people talking crazy about that.
Maine was a quarterback here in Ben Salem, so he know. Like
Oh
he used to get
man,
nothing but motherfuckers coming at your neck every time, man.
yeah, the
Every
highs are highs, the lows are lows.
Yeah,
They
you get it all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like that's what happened, and it wasn't much to say about that other than the fact that in the breakdown you'll see what went wrong, other things that went wrong, but it wasn't a lot. We got dominated a little bit up front, offensively anyway. Our defensive line dominated their offense. Both offensive lines got dominated by those defenses, and I would say ours dominated theirs a lot more than they did us. We weren't. Dak wasn't running for his life. Bridgewater definitely was. So, I mean,
yeah.
that goes without saying. I mean, but you talked about the fact that we were able to shut down Kamara. We were just talking about that too. Like
Hmm.
the Kamara didn't do much against us. So
Yeah.
yeah, like it's not. There's
And
not much to really say about that.
no,
But
and he's definitely one of the best backs in the league where he
yeah,
can beat you with just straight getting the ball on handoffs. And he also is a deadly receiver out of the backfield. So you're talking about a running back that's not a traditional back that
right.
needs, 30, 40 carries to kill you. He can just take it. He could take your cornerback to the house on a deep pass.
Yeah, I mean that was it. Like for me, I wasn't mad at anything that we did defensively. Um, Somebody just asked, "Is D Law?" And I want to know what you think too. I know you don't really watch him that often, but is
No, I
D
watch Law. Me and Law go back. Nah, man. Law still Tupac,
right?
man.
But is D Law? You think Lawrence is living up to his contract?
Man, you ask yeah.
You think so?
I
I mean, I'm
See,
not arguing it.
the thing is, this is not, and I hate to go off topic, but I like to give examples to where this is not the NBA,
Right,
to where when your success as far as a 50+ man roster varies. You could be one of the best at your position,
right,
and you could be a quarterback, you could be a D lineman, you could be whatever. Let's say you don't have the ball that often,
right,
or you don't have a good line, it doesn't mean that you're not worth what you're getting paid. It's the same thing as if you're working at a company.
right,
You could be one of the best at what you do,
right.
but if that company marketing team is trash,
I mean,
then you know,
he
and
got people on the other side of the ball though. That's like right now, the reason they're asking that is because of Robert Quinn. You know that, right? Like Robert Quinn came in and he was blasting off the edge. Like he's blasting in the backfield, killing everything moving. And if you were going to ask like who is the main defensive end on the Cowboys, if you looking at the film, you would be like Quinn. But
Mhm.
it's really Law. So that's probably why they're asking that.
Okay,
But
okay,
I mean, I get it. I get the question.
yeah,
I think Law is living up to his contract though, just for the fact that he wasn't paid because he's like the greatest pass rusher ever created. Now he was paid because of his relentlessness, and he's still relentless. So
I
Law will
agree.
get his sacks due to just sheer tenacity. He doesn't get sacks because he has great moves. Law
Yeah.
gets sacks because he's coming and
Hmm.
he's gonna keep coming. So, I say leave him alone. Collins is doing his thing. Law did his thing. Robert Quinn definitely. Now, if you wanted to ask a question about Quinn versus Gregory, that would be a more valid question. And stop busting on me sweating, man. I'm sweating because it's hot in here. And if I turn the fan on, y'all gonna hear the fan in the mic. So I'm sacrificing for y'all. Leave me the fuck alone, man. Leave me alone. Let me glisten. You know what I'm saying? That just mean I'm glowing. Leave me alone, man. All right. I be trying out here. I need like central air, and all types of things. But this warehouse is what it is right now, man. Um, yeah, but yeah, all in all, I think Law is living up to his contract though.
Hmm.
I don't think and how I feel about Cheeto Greedy, um, I feel okay about him. He's a young player that's I still don't really know. I think Cheeto's playing out of position, honestly. I don't think Cheeto's a perimeter corner. I think Cheeto needs to be in the slot. For whatever reason, he's not there. Cheeto needs to be closer to the ball where he can get in on some blitzes. He reminds me of the kid from he used to play for Jack. He played everywhere. He played for Jacksonville. He played for the Jets. He played for um, New England as well. Kyle, I think his name Kyle Lowry. Lowry. He was a corner slash safety, but he couldn't cover that great. But he was always making a play because he was a nickel corner and he was always
Yeah.
near the ball. So I think Cheeto covers a lot better than Lowry. Obviously, I'm not trying to disrespect him by saying that, but he's just one of those guys that just has a knack for forcing fumbles, getting his hands on the ball, making timely hits, things like that. So um, I just think Cheeto's playing out of position. I don't have a problem with Cheeto. Um, why they not play why they not playing Donovan Wilson and Jordan Lewis more? I mean, we would have to call the Cowboys and ask them. Jordan Lewis played a lot in this game because he was guarding Kamara out of the backfield. You just didn't see him because he did his job. Donovan Wilson is overcoming a high
That's
ankle
a good
sprain,
point.
so he's probably not going to play just yet. He should be active now though, but I don't think he's ready yet. Hold on a second. I'm trying to read some of you guys' comments before I move on. Oh, somebody said Connor Williams might be a problem. Um, that day, the offensive line was just a problem in general. But yeah, Williams does keep getting beat with the same move. Listen, there's 50 of y'all on here, and only 70 of y'all hit the like button. What are you doing, man? Come on, y'all doing me dirty. Doing me dirty. Stop that. Don't you want more people to watch? All right, that was a good question, though, Playmaker. That was a great
Yeah.
question.
And my thing is too, to the nation, I want to ask, when you feel as though a person is not worth something, are we just going off of stats, or like what's the bar? Like, what are we judging it off of? You think?
I mean, they're probably going off of well, when they talk about D Law.
Yeah,
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 the
or anyone.
Cowboys
You
Nation.
know,
Just so you know, like we're not like y'all Eagles fans. Y'all Eagles fans is like y'all. If you hate somebody, y'all hate them forever. If you love them forever, and that's just what it is. Cowboys fans, our love and hate changes week by week. Okay, if the weather is blowing, if the wind is blowing right, we might love. Yeah, this is real shit. They're real fickle. I'm not even hating. It's just they know. They know. It's
nah.
the real ones like me.
Hmm.
The ones who are blowing the wind, they can't stand me because they blow. It's just they just go back and forth. They really are that way though. So this week the coach could be fired. Next week they could say, should he get an extension? Same people will ask you that question. Is that crazy? You know what I mean? But it is. I mean, I'm serious, bro. It is what it is, though. But yeah, that's why they're asking. They're asking because D Law, he's being productive though. D Law has 2.5 sacks so far this year. Collins has two. I think Quinn has two or three. But they balling, man. To me, the
Yeah.
front four is doing what it's doing. I think the reason they're asking that question though is not really just because of stats, but because of the eye test. And the eye test, when you're looking at the game, you see Quinn flying off the ball. But Quinn is a right defensive end, so he's not asked to do what Law is asked to do. Law is playing the strong side of that offensive line,
Yeah.
even though he's not going against the left tackle, which is the best blocker, but he is asked to stop the run and pass rush, sort of like Khalil Mack. So Reggie White, those guys, Bruce Smith. When you see a pass rusher line, Von Miller, when
Hmm.
a pass rusher lines up on that left end position and can still be productive, that means he's a whole man because he's asked to stop the run and the pass.
That's a great point.
A
Yeah.
right defensive end, even though they stop the run on the way to the ball, but their job is to fire off the line and get to that quarterback's blind side quicker than the left end. The left end's not that's not his job.
Hmm.
That's not his job fully
That's
anyway.
correct. Yeah.
So just you have to temper that down. D Law's asked to do a little bit more or different things than Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn, if they were to switch, I don't think Robert Quinn could do D Law's job. He can't hold up against the run the same way. He's not as big, and he's not supposed to be doing that. If he did it, he would do it effectively, but it would probably put a toll on his body. That's just not his job.
Yeah.
So and it's like asking D Law to play defensive tackle. Could he do it? Yeah. Could he get some stats, some sacks? Yeah, but it would tear him up. So leave Law alone. Law's doing what he's supposed to do, man. That's it. Period. Anybody who thinks otherwise is just not really paying attention to what these guys are asked to do. But when you see a guy who can pass rush and be effective from that left side, he's a whole problem. He's not. You can't. You're not getting 14 sacks easily from that left side. It just doesn't happen. Usually, if you see a defensive tackle or a left end dominating or even leading the league in sacks, they are doing some shit.
Yeah.
They doing some shit. How do I feel about Joe Thomas getting more snaps? That's what they asked.
Hmm.
Um, I feel great about that. You already know Joe Thomas, my pet cat. I don't think you know Joe Thomas, do you?
Hmm.
Joe Thomas is he's one of our linebackers. Just watch number
What
48 when
number
we
is he?
watch a
All
film.
right, there we go. Number
Yeah,
48.
and when we watch a film, watch him. But I like the fact that he got more snaps in this game. Um, what it does show though, what I do think about that is Jalen. Have you been watching Jalen?
Yeah, shit.
What you think about Jalen right now?
I like him.
I mean, of course you like him, but what do you think about him this year so far? You think he balling or what?
Yeah, again, my knowledge with the Cowboys isn't good, but just from knowing them, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm not the Cowboy expert,
right.
but I do know football. And like I said, any one of these guys, especially Lawrence, if you want to send them over to the Eagles, you can.
Y'all
If
take
they're that bad, just send them over.
yeah, right. Y'all take him in a heartbeat. Uh, Jalen was moving a little iffy in the last couple games, and what I noticed with the Joe Thomas thing, man, they put him in obvious passing downs. They threw Joe Thomas in there. So for them to put Joe Thomas in obvious passing downs just says that the coaches are paying attention to the fact that Jalen isn't quite 100%. I don't think it's a knock on Jalen. I think he's just playing through some sort of nagging injury. It's not debilitating enough to keep him out of games, but there's something that he can't do, and I think
Okay.
it's playing
It's
off
not
that left.
discipline or anything of that nature. You
Yes,
don't
and
think
that's
it's
not
discipline?
discipline. No, no. Jalen is like a chameleon. He knows how to act. He know how to fake it till you make it. But yeah, it's not a disciplinary thing. I think he just not feeling right. He's not feeling right. Uh, who is? Please answer the question. Who is better, Dak or Carson? Damn, that's a crazy question. You go ahead and hit me with your
So
answer. Hit me with your answer, man. And then I'll go
yeah,
ahead and beat you up real
for the
quick.
AKOYE Nation, I know I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna get
Hit that like button
crucified
too.
on
Some of
this.
y'all in here. Go ahead. Let's hear what the Eagles fan on the show got to say first, and then I'll go ahead and I'll answer after that.
All right, let me be honest. Let
Go
me
ahead.
be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dak
Let's be honest.
Dak for the last few years, in my opinion, has had more weapons and dominant players. All right, when you do running back, receivers, Dez included in that. Tight ends. Now Ertz is coming into
Ertz
in his
is a
zones now. Yeah.
beast,
Ertz is a beast now. I'm talking
and
about from the
Alshon
beginning.
Jeffrey ain't no spring
From the
chicken.
beginning, he
Like
just got there. He just got
he
there.
been there. Y'all won a Super Bowl
He
with him.
just got there. Deshaun just
Nah.
got there. But I will say Dak had a lot of weapons.
What? I
As
mean, when you
far,
say a lot of weapons, like you gotta qualify that shit,
I
bro.
mean, as far, I didn't even get to the
Y'all got
offensive line yet. I
Aguilar.
didn't get to the
Y'all got
offensive line
Aguilar
yet.
is like one of the best nickel or slot receivers in the league right now with Wentz since Wentz
No,
been in the league.
Aguilar got. I mean, if you catch the damn ball, that'd be even more stats for
Yeah.
my boy
So
Carson. But
Wentz got weapons,
but hold
man.
on, like Dak is talented. No matter, and I know you've had a bad relationship with Dak. Dak is talented, but if you ask me right now, if I was a coach and I wanted somebody to run my offense,
Right.
it would be Carson, based off of his ability
Mm,
to.
mm.
And we mentioned this on the breakdown as far as betting. Um, Deal with pressure. Not to say Dak folds in pressure because he
Dak
plays well under
actually plays
pressure,
better
yeah.
in pressure, yeah.
But making that tough read and that tough decision to make that pass and get the ball out early. That's my problem and issue with Dak sometimes is where he'll bring the ball down, and I'm speaking from a QB perspective. He'll bring the ball down
Mm.
and then just start drifting out of the pocket and start, taking off and trying to throw on the run.
He ain't done it that much this year.
No,
Like
he hasn't. Yeah, you're right.
that's why the
Whether that's
question to
Kellen
me is
Moore
like a
or
loaded question. Like if you ask me that in the off season, I'm not even gonna front. I don't play. I would have said
just as a coach right
no.
now.
If you would have asked me that in the off season, I would have said Carson Wentz. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I would say it. I would have said I like Dak's it factor, and he likes he can definitely win a game for you. I like his clutch factor better than Carson, but Carson's mechanics and ability I would have taken before
Yeah.
this season started. But now that the season has started and seeing the things that Dak has worked on, even though this is one season versus I guess two good ones for Wentz,
Yeah.
I like that
Because
because the things that Dak
mhm.
couldn't do, Wentz was doing, and the things that Wentz can't do, Dak was doing. Now Dak's doing both,
Yeah,
so Wentz can't fuck
and
with that.
Wentz was definitely in the MVP conversation. And
Dak
when
is this year
yeah,
though, if he keep
and
playing the way he playing.
he
If he
gonna
keep
be bad.
playing good, yeah.
But
If he
look,
keep,
guys. I'm gonna ask a serious, honest question.
go ahead.
Do you know how talented you have to be
Mhm.
to come out of the college that Carson Wentz came out of?
Well, Dak
You
came.
don't see NFL quarterbacks coming from
Where the fuck is he
North
from?
Dakota,
He from North
South
Dakota.
Dakota, from community colleges,
I know
and
nobody
it was a
hates on
small school.
Wentz's. No, nobody hates on him though. Nobody hates on Wentz's ability. It's just
But yeah,
nah.
Dak, and again, you said it was a loaded question, which it is. I'm just talking from a coach's perspective, Carson. But as far as on the same level and very close, yes, it is. And Dak does deserve his money.
Right.
Carson got paid based off of
So who should make more money? Yeah. I don't even ask that question, but
yeah, man.
yeah.
I think there's a lot more pressure in Dallas,
And
to be
DCFN
honest.
1993. Don't think I'm not reading your comments, bro. We just in the flow of a conversation. But stop coming at Jalen for not temping your ass, man. I see you. Yo, you crazy as shit. He's like, yeah, I gave Jalen Smith a lift ride. That motherfucker ain't even tipping me. He said, I can't. He said, I came at, he's like, I came at him on Twitter. He's like, I came at his ass on Twitter. I'm like, damn, you dead serious about that lift tip, dog. Listen, somebody donate me some bread in this fucking live chat. I'm gonna give DCFN this $5 real quick before he come at my neck and shit. Like I was watching that motherfucker live. He be having Eagles fans on that bitch, and he ain't give me no
Yeah,
motherfucking tip. Fuck that. Fuck Okoye. Fuck Jalen too. And all you cowboy motherfucking fans. Fuck all y'all. I'm out.
yeah,
Drop the mic. What's up, Rue? What's good, man? But
yeah,
go ahead. I'm
man.
sorry. Go ahead.
But no,
I
yeah,
just had to
no,
say
no.
something because he in there going. And I'm thinking he was going to leave that alone after the first message. And I keep looking. I keep finding this motherfucker still going, man. You is not playing. Yo, tip your Lyft drivers, tip your Uber drivers, man, because obviously they do not be playing about that, though. They need their tips, man.
Yeah,
They coming for that ass.
but the last just to end that last I forgot the guy's name on the comments, but just to end that last question as
Mhm.
far as who's better, I want you to picture Carson, and most Eagles fans always picture Carson with Dez, with his Zeke, with Witten, with that offensive line.
Mhm.
Woo! And then you put Dak in Philly with Aguilar.
Yo, that's what you about to
And then
be
you
cut.
see what
Now.
happened.
You about to be cut on this show, now. Stop. Dak a ball in Philly, man.
You have a statue of Dez outside right now. with another Super Bowl. I love you though, Dak. I love you, bro.
Damn. Ah, man, my stomach hurt. Well, that's what's up. Appreciate you, Teddy Fresh, man. This boy crazy. But appreciate you, Teddy Fresh. He said, "What's good, Okoye? Man, I didn't like the offensive approach in the Saints game. Was way too conservative. Wait till the breakdown, bro. Make sure y'all hitting that like button because there's a lot of y'all still on here that haven't. So make sure you hit the like button. But listen, if you the breakdown is done, I'm just doing I'm back to my intro, so I'm doing my intro for it. But the breakdown is sitting right in front of me on this other computer screen, so it's done. But when you watch the breakdown, we just sat here and watched it and went through the whole thing. It wasn't a vanilla game plan. You guys don't really pay attention, and I'm not trying to come at you about football knowledge. I'm not trying to be like a condescending dude and no shit like that, bro. But think about this: if you have single high safeties, you can do a little bit. You can kind of confuse them with those jet sweeps and so on. The game plan for the Saints was to keep two safeties deep. They played cover two. They showed us cover two looks all day and cover two man all day. That's all they did. Cover two man or cover two. The only thing Dak could read was whether or not they were in man coverage underneath. And when he saw that they were in man coverage underneath, he took his shots up the seam and up the middle of the field. But that was the only place to go with the ball. If you look at the film, whether it be, you could say, oh, the receivers weren't getting open, but I mean, the Saints have good corners. I said that before the game. That was the matchup I wanted to see was how well they lined up or matched up against Lattimore and Apple. And Lattimore and Apple are top corners in this league for a reason. So that's not a problem. It wasn't a vanilla offense, though. It's just when you have two deep safeties, you're either going underneath or you're splitting those safeties. And Dak split the safeties. He attempted to split the safeties twice, but he split the safeties perfectly on that Jarwin throw. He had to drop it over a linebacker and in between the safety. So if there was an opportunity to come at Dak, or if he missed some opportunities, or he had wide open guys, I would have blasted him.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. If Kellen Moore was throwing out button hooks and comeback routes like Linehan did last
Oh
year, I would
man.
have blasted him.
Sheesh.
It didn't happen. Like they were really they game planned perfectly. We just missed the opportunities because you weren't going to get that many. If you're looking at too high safety, you're not going to get that many opportunities to get deep. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we run choice routes to get the safeties confused when teams want to load the box. They didn't load the box because the Saints have 4 first-round draft picks up front, and they're 2 tackles. I don't even know who their defensive tackles are, honestly. I don't know how to pronounce their names anyway. But they fucked up not only Connor Williams, but Zach Martin too. They bust both their asses. So, you're not going to run they didn't need to load the box to stop the run. They stopped the run with those 2. They just dismantled the interior or the A gap. That was it. So when you look at the breakdown, one hand would have washed the other. If we could have been effective on the ground, forcing one of those safeties to come down into the box, we could have ran our normal offense. We couldn't do that because he wasn't running the ball well, because we weren't blocking that well, or because we didn't give Pollard the ball. A lot of people say, yo, we should have gave Pollard the ball more.
Yeah.
I agree.
I definitely agree with that. But
I agree.
That's for whatever reason, that's how it goes sometimes.
I mean, I think it was just the flow of the game why they didn't give him the ball. But I'm not mad that they didn't give him the ball. I just think that Zeke's just not up to he's not 100% yet. And because he's not 100%, you do need that change of pace out there. And the Saints are prepared for Zeke. They know what they're getting with Zeke. So that's why I wanted to see, Pollard in there. But, if you watch the film, though, you'll see like there were opportunities there. And each time Dak saw it, he went for it. He just didn't get it. When he went after Pollard on that dig route, had he not gotten held, Pollard was gone. That was it. Jarwin, he hit Jarwin on one that was dope. Dak missed like 3 opportunities to make that game 21-3 in the first 2 quarters, right? And then we had the 2 fumbles too. With that, we would have blown the game out of the water, and then you would have been saying, we are who we thought we were, right? So there's nothing wrong with the Cowboys. I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not like mad about shit. Nah, I'm really not mad. We did what we normally do. We just did it when they gave us opportunities to do it. But when the ground game ain't running, ain't working, you're not getting one of those safeties to come down unless they have to. And if they're not coming down, you're not throwing deep. So if you can't throw deep and you can't run, you're stuck playing, dink and dunk in the middle of the field or taking what the defense gives you until you blow something open. If you blow something open deep, then you can back people off and you can start throwing underneath. If you run the ball well, then you could pull one of those safeties down and you could get the ball deep. But if you can't do either one, it's going to be a long fucking game. And that's what it was. Period.
Especially on the road, yeah.
And it wouldn't have been 12-21. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If they got the 12 points, think about it. They got two field goals off of those turnovers. Yeah, and then off of the punt return, they got another field goal. Right. So they legitimately only drove up the field and scored one time. That was 3 points. That's all the Saints gave themselves was 3 points. Their defense gave them the other 9 points. Period. Do I got us winning Sunday? You said you wanted to talk about Green Bay, man. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and let me know what you think they're about to do before I rip that.
What I'm gonna, I want to study a little bit more. Green Bay, obviously, is always a scary team. When you got a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who's a veteran,
y'all beat him,
and well, I mean, we are the Eagles, but no. So,
Pigeons.
Green Bay at home, 4:00 game. The guys are obviously going to be mad because they felt as though they probably let that game get away to a backup quarterback. I do see Dallas winning. Just like I saw them beating the Saints, but this is a whole nother topic when you're talking about numbers. I did see the Saints winning based off of numbers of the line movement.
Yeah.
Now that's a whole nother.
That's for the gamblers. Somebody said that I don't know if he's still on here. He was like, man, my bookie ran in my pockets this weekend. I was like, damn, I don't know what link you use, but I ain't see it on there. But yeah, if you did though, we won. If you watched our
Yeah, oh
video,
yeah,
you
we was
did
three and
well.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we was
won.
three
We
and one.
went
The
3-1 this
Ravens,
week.
that was
Yeah,
pretty much it.
we went 3-1. I'm not
And then also,
I'm not
guys, you
mad at it.
you gotta remember, even I'm gonna put this out there, not to go on the whole betting thing, but even when we do lose, we win because if you follow my units in the way you're supposed to do it, you're
Right,
gonna end up with a win.
right.
Unless you get like 3, 4 in a row, then you're done. But you can actually lose two, win one, and get your money back, and still be in the plus. But we'll break that down, obviously later. But as
Oh
far as
shit, my fault. He said no, no. Would 12 and 21 personnel have been good against the Saints D in that game? Um, No, I don't think we had to come out with an eye for him at all. I don't our two tight end scheme. I don't think we needed to. I think we would have still been effective either way. I don't think it was the fact that we didn't load up. That's a Linehan approach. Linehan likes to go big when he sees small, but then
yeah,
that creates automatically you're automatically stuck with bootlegs and play actions in order to get
yeah,
you one guy deep. You're
one
doing
guy deep.
max protect. I don't think we needed to do that. I think we needed to just hit one or two of those opportunities down the seam. Dak did hit one with Jarwin, and we just so happened to score when he did it. If he would have hit one more, we would have scored one more. You know what I'm saying? But he missed them. So no, I don't think we. I mean, anything. Hindsight's 2020. We could have done it. We could have come out and I did like what Alawale was doing when he was in there. Um, I did like what he was doing. Alawale was laying some brick when he was blocking. And I did like what we were doing with Witten, but we went away from Witten once Witten fumbled. Dak don't like when you fucking fuck up.
Yeah.
He don't play, man. You fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
He don't say shit to you though, but he be like, man, he just point at you and like,
Yeah.
that's it for you,
Time to
buddy.
go to Cobb.
Yeah. Time to go to Jarwin. It was Jarwin. It was Jarwin season after that. He's like, fuck you, Witten. But no, I think we did it the way we were supposed to do it. The scheme um was on point. And I'm dropping the film like literally within the next 20-30 minutes. So those of you who are watching this, you're just getting like a sneak peek into the I guess the verbal side of what you're gonna see on film. But this is all you're gonna see is me proving what I'm saying right now. You'll see it though. Zone reads, they didn't do that though. They didn't do any zone reads or
No.
RPOs. I'm not a fan of it unless you're doing it as a play action.
Yeah.
We did do an RPO to Jarwin though. That was
Hmm.
a zone
Yeah.
read fake, and then we threw it up the seam. But I'm
Yeah.
not a big
But
fan of it because
yeah.
if I'm a defensive coordinator and you keep doing that to me, I'm just going to send my defensive
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
at your
You're gonna blow
quarterback.
the
Go hit
quarterback
him.
up. Yeah. Dak's
I
gonna
don't
keep
know if he
going.
had the ball or not. Hit him. Just
Yeah.
keep hitting him. I don't give a fuck if he hands it off or not. Hit the quarterback.
Oh yeah, a guy
That'll
like
be
Sean
over in one
Payton,
quarter.
who and look, you guys got to remember too. The Saints have been known for putting bounties out on people.
They coming for that ass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
I
run
wouldn't
pass
have did it.
option in that situation, it is a good switch up, but nah, it wouldn't have worked. And like
Yeah,
Koye said, bro, you have to have some success with the run to open that up.
right.
If you don't have that, then you're just looking for Dak to get destroyed.
Yeah, that's a fact. So yeah, I think that the zone reads in certain games work,
Hmm.
but it's you going with the flow of the game. If you see a defensive end is just crashing down on the run and you just can't stop him, and he's feeding on the run or heavily, that's when you do it. But if they're barreling down at your quarterback all day and they don't give a fuck about the run because their defensive tackles are stopping the run, don't you dare,
Yeah.
because they're not going to pay attention to it anyway. The defensive ends, Jordan and what's the kid's name? The other kid, you wrote it down. What's
Oh, yeah.
Davenport?
Yeah, Davenport. Yep.
Davenport and Jordan, they weren't necessarily needed to stop the run. It was their two
Hmm.
interior guys, number 90 and 93, that were stopping the run themselves, really single handedly. So, in their linebackers. So I'm saying like they didn't really need it. I don't think that the RPOs would have made that much of a difference other than manipulating those linebackers a little bit more. Um, Robert Quinn is going to kill Aaron Rodgers this week. So I think we're going to beat the Packers. I think Robert Quinn is
Yep.
the difference maker right now on defense. He got my defensive MVP vote for the Cowboys thus far in the last 2 weeks, player of each week, in my opinion, in the film's opinion. So I think we can carry that momentum the way we played. If we play the same way we played the Saints. If we take this energy to Green Bay, I think it's a winning formula. Like I said, I think we lost because we missed two opportunities. I don't think we lost because we got the shit beat out of because we didn't
Mm-mm.
get the shit beat out
Nah.
of us. So I mean that's it. Like I think if we take this mentality out there, we good, man. Um he said, what about Green Bay's pass rushers with Tyron out? Y'all disrespecting the boy. I
Yeah, you
talked to
got a
you
good.
about.
Yeah, we talked about this where you guys got a solid backup.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Cam Fleming.
yeah.
Cam Fleming
Hmm.
played for New England. He played in that Super Bowl against y'all. You know that wasn't a great example, but everybody got to win at some point. So shout out to you and you Eagles fans. Y'all got your ring, whatever. Thank you. That's what's up. You're the bridesmaid. Y'all can stop being bitter. But back to Cam Fleming.
Yeah.
Cam Fleming is serviceable. I think he'll play better at left tackle than he played at right when he was in. Um, but I don't think we're going to miss a lot with that. And
Yeah.
we can help him out a little bit because we have Witten back too. So you might see Witten on that left side. You might see us
Yeah,
running a
helping
lot
out.
of chips to that side, but I don't think we'll have that much of a problem. Christian Luna, he said, my dad says the Cowboys got out coach. I told him that it only been 4 weeks and to cut the Cowboys a little slack. Yeah, tell your dad we didn't get out coach, man. Yeah, we didn't get out coach. I mean, not saying that we can't. I'm not saying that Garrett is a great coach or anything. Like, I'm not saying he's
Yeah.
bad either. I'm just saying that wasn't why we lost. We lost because we missed a couple opportunities. That was it.
Yeah, and that
Chaz
happens.
Green is no longer on this team though, so we ain't got to worry as much as we used to when Tyron goes out. We have Tyron Insurance, and his name is Cam Fleming, and I think he can play well enough to keep us alive for 2 games. I don't think that'll be a problem. I don't think that'll be a problem. Let me see. Let me see what you guys are up to. What up, stunt man? Y'all in here though. It's 82 y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button for those of you who haven't. If you can't get to the like button, I feel bad for you. But for those who are not impaired for any reason, make sure you get to that like button. That's all I need y'all to do. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna read your comments, and then we're gonna answer these final questions or whatever. We already talked about Zeke's fumble. We talked about
Mhm.
the things we wanted to talk about. I know you wanted to talk about that Jarwin pass. I think I kind of touched on it already.
Yeah,
I
yeah, but
mean,
that shows Dak's growth.
yeah,
You know,
I mean that's the Eagles fan saying it too, so you know you mean
yeah,
it
that shows
because he a
Dak's
hater.
growth to make that big throw. Um, I man, it's a love hate relationship, obviously, with Dak, man. Because I am a fan of his. I don't want to come on here and seem like I'm hating on Dak.
Right,
I am a fan of his, and I think you are. When it comes to football, the same thing that goes back to the question: is a person worth the money you're paying them? For somebody to come on, or anybody, any so-called analyst, say that he didn't earn his contract is crazy to me. I still don't see why Dallas hasn't paid him yet, or what
right,
Jerry's waiting for.
right.
And the only thing I came to the conclusion was like maybe he wants to see how he does on the primetime games. He has one more primetime game, one more test. Woo!
Against who?
And that's damn, I forgot. They're like what is America's national what is that, a bird?
Oh, you mean the pigeons? The
No, no,
pigeons,
no. We're
pheasants,
we're or
pheasants.
they're they're the real nation's the Eagles. That's
Oh,
what
I
it
thought you
is.
were
The
talking about the
Eagles. Yeah,
Atlanta
no, no.
Falcons. I was about to
Yeah.
say we don't play them this year.
Nah, but that I think is probably gonna be the deciding factor, and I'm rooting for Dak on that, to be honest. I
Right.
hope he has a great game, but then obviously I think in the end, we all know what's going down. But
I mean, yeah, the Eagles, but yeah, you understand. At the end of the day, man, y'all already know. We respect all teams in this initiative. And you're my brother. So I'm letting you on the show because you're my brother. But you on the show talking about something we're gonna lose to the Eagles. Like, how could that happen in the I don't know, not in this dimension. Twilight Zone is real though. But Haley, you took the words out my fucking mouth, bro. You are a genius. Whoever Haley 94 where is, man.
what do you say? All
He
right,
said 13-10 and 12-10. He's talking about the last two times we played the Saints. I was about to say the last two times we
yeah,
played the
yeah, hey,
Saints,
man.
even with Drew,
Eh,
even with
People,
Breeze, it
yeah,
was a tight game because
yeah.
Sean Payton knows how to win games, man. So I was going to say take that with a grain of salt. But this is the other thing that you have to take. If you're looking at history,
Yes.
historically, the Saints play us well, and they played us well last year. Historically, we play Green Bay very well, right? And
Yes.
Dak always has his best games when he's playing Aaron Rodgers for some reason. And Dak also has great games when he's coming off of a piss poor performance or a questionable performance. And Dak is playing for his money,
Yeah,
his
he's playing
brother's
for that
money,
money,
his
man.
mama's legacy, his
Yeah.
daddy's legacy. He playing for Mark Holmes and them and all that. Everybody who ever rooted for Dak,
My
Dak
boy. Shout out to Mark
shout
Holmes.
out to
My
Mark Holmes.
God.
Everybody who ever rooted for Dak, Dak is playing for him. He got them on his back right now. So Dak plays Green Bay heavy. Like when Dak wasn't putting up 300-yard games, he was against Green Bay every time. So if he was doing that already when he wasn't on Kellen Moore and what's his name, Kitten the Juice, whatever they're giving him, whatever he gonna test positive for performance enhancing Adderall or some shit. Dak is on Adderall or cocaine. It's something making him focus, but he's seeing shit that he don't
Yeah.
normally see. But anyway, whatever they got him on, Dak is gonna bust Green Bay ass, I think. Now,
Oh yeah.
does that translate into a win? Only if this defense steps up and puts Aaron Rodgers in his place. But I don't think Green Bay's defense is going to stop Dak. Not the way Dak's playing right now. Because if you watch Green Bay, they still are running that what's that dude's name? Not Dom Capers. They still run that Dom Capers scheme. Dom Capers runs Dick LeBeau's zone blitzing scheme. If you guys watch football, and if you zone
Ooh.
blitz Dak,
Oh
Dak
boy.
is going to fuck you up
Yeah.
if with this defense. So I just don't think that they're gonna I don't think they're gonna beat us. I just don't. Now, if our defense can hold Aaron Rodgers in check, Dak is gonna put up some points because those opportunities that you guys were bitching about in this game that weren't there. If Green Bay tries to stay in that vanilla double high safety look, we're gonna run on them this week for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
Green Bay in trouble.
they can't
Yeah,
stop us with
they in trouble.
six to seven
Yes.
guys up front. They're not gonna
I
stop
will
us.
be honest. Obviously,
Not
y'all
two
got the
weeks in a
better
row.
defense than the Eagles, and we seen
Right.
with the Eagles defense. They gave Aaron a little problem.
Right.
So obviously he's in for a
And
long
who is
road
Aaron
game.
Rodgers throwing to other than Devontae Adams? Once you put Byron
Bring
Jones on
Greg Jennings
Adams,
back.
Byron Jones is going to
Yeah.
fucking erase Adams and himself from the game. Byron Jones is like Mr. Irrelevant, but he make you irrelevant too. So you're going to be done if he's guarding you. So at the end of the day, if Byron Jones is on Devontae Adams, I like our chances. I mean, you got Graham out there, but I mean, you got Heath. Bobby Boucher will knock the shit out of 80. I just say I said it. I said it this week because Aaron Rodgers will hang his guys out to dry. He does that. He does it a lot to tight ends over the middle for some reason. Roy Williams used to knock the shit out of people across the middle when we played the Packers too. So I see a lot of that happening this week. But other than that, man, you guys understand. Like you said, man, I wish the governor was healthy. Me too. I like the governor. I think we would have got fucking Connor Williams out of the way had he been in there. But we would have had a different set of growing pains if the governor was there. Uh, hold up, Adams is out. Devontae Adams is out, bro. That's it.
Oh wow.
I don't think we losing that
Oh
game then.
boy.
Yeah, they don't have no wideouts. It's over. It's over. Yeah. Do I think Gifford is playing this week? Who would he play for? I don't think so. I think he'll play special teams, but it won't be Gifford in there. Nah. Because Joe Thomas has earned his time to play. I would be upset if Gifford played this week because I think Joe Thomas has earned that right to play. But yeah, with Devontae Adams out, I don't think the Packers can hang with us offensively. So it's just a matter of us. If we put up 28 points, I think we win this game. Period. I think the Packers are good for a tricky 17 to 21, depending
Yeah.
on how it goes. But that's just how I feel. I'm not as when I say afraid, or I'm not as respectful of the Packers as I was week one. Now I am. I'm a little bit more disrespectful because we've been consistent in the way we look. And I watched the film of the Saints game, and I ain't mad because we didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. We ain't do shit wrong.
Yeah.
We just missed a few opportunities. Went and need to hold on to the ball. But the two guys that we rely on, our most dependable players, are the guys who fumbled. So what do you want to say? Jason Witten fumbled and Zeke Elliott fumbled. It wasn't Pollard and Gallup. You know what I mean? So if that's the way you're gonna beat us, then you earned it.
Yeah.
Teams line up and they game plan all week to beat you, and they ran a good scheme that was good. It was good, but it was tricky. Like had we taken advantage of a few opportunities, they would have been forced to do something different. Because once you're behind, now you're forced to throw the ball and you're forced to take more chances. If you can't stop the run without your safeties in the box, you're forced to bring them down. We didn't force them to play our game. We didn't take advantage of them when we should have. That's the only thing I'd say that beat us. But yeah, Quinn does play full speed every down. I see what you guys are saying there. Quinn is playing like he was on something too. Like they said he was on some PEDs. I believe it because I've watched Robert Quinn since he played for the Rams. I liked him since then, but he got like a fountain of youth or something. Man, this dude was flying off the ball. He looked like everything Randy Gregory mom told him he would be when he was 5. Like he looked like all of that. He did. He took Randy Gregory's soul. He did, man, because he looked like it. Like everything we thought Randy Gregory was supposed to be, like a motor, pass rush moves. The like Vach said, look at that bend. He bending. He going under. He ripping. He doing everything, man. Anything you want him to do, Robert Quinn can do from that right side. So Simeon Rice looking motherfucker, man. But he was killing it. So I don't got no problems with it, man.
Yeah, man, shout out to Vosh too, man.
Yeah, shout out to Vosh Lombardi.
Man, I ain't seen him in a minute, man.
I know
we put out a video.
Vosh is he on a roll. Vosh got like a whole fucking executive team and shit. I call Vosh, somebody else answer the phone now and shit. Okay. She old, but she answer. I'm lying. Don't nobody answer the phone. Vosh answer the phone for herself, man. I'm lying. Just in case y'all thought that was real, I'm like, yeah, Vosh got, he lives out. AKOYE told me you got Secret Service and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but listen, I'm having fun with this, man. This season been fun thus far. Y'all gonna enjoy the shit out this breakdown because it was a good one. Robert Quinn definitely is a firecracker every play. So those of you who can see it live, you're like me, you're paying attention. But yeah, if you can't really pay, if he ain't passing the eye test to you, he definitely have passed the eye test when you guys look at this film. Shout out to Maine for being on here too, man. Give my brother some love. He helps me with these picks. So those of you who do bet and are using my bookie or bet online, whichever one you use or whatever you do, keep fucking with us because bro don't play, man. I make money because of him. That's why I was like, look, you gotta come on this show because they need to know who keeping me saucy because y'all damn sure not supporting this channel. I'm supporting it with gambling money, man. So if I was if I wasn't a motherfucking degenerate, if I wasn't a gambling degenerate, shout out to my ex-wife. If I wasn't a gambling
pays his taxes, America.
I don't pay no fucking taxes. I'm fucking Walter White out this bitch. I don't pay no taxes. Stop it. But yeah, if I wasn't that, I would have had this go. So I had to break it more because he definitely keep me flowing, man. But I appreciate all y'all.
Both ways, bro.
Yeah, definitely pay attention. Definitely hit that like button if y'all not on. If y'all ain't hit it yet. But hold on, somebody just hit me with some money. Pollard is faster. What's that? He gave me $2. I appreciate that too. I'm about to go give me one of them $2 hoes. But Pollard is faster than who? I don't know what you mean though. Skeptical fan. That's probably why you say he is skeptical. You're a skeptical question asker too. You say I'm gonna just put this out, so we gotta speculate about what you mean.
Zeke, maybe.
He is faster than Zeke. Yeah, he got burners. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, he Pollard wasn't using that game because that would have created a running back controversy. Because think about it, Zeke was running like shit. He ran like negative 1.9 yards per carry. I think Zeke ran for like negative 9 yards a carry.
That is an interesting argument because then questions are gonna: why do we pay him?
Why are we paying Zeke $50 million? If you could bring Pollard, if y'all even asking, if y'all even asking the question, like the fact that you asking the question though, if you say, hey, why are you not using Pollard more than the guy that you pay at $50 fucking million? Like, why you think we not using Pollard more? Because he just got $50 million. Jerry, like, Kellen Moore is calling fucking packages with Pollard. He's like, Pollard, why are you still here? You're supposed to be out there. And they look up in the box. Jerry, like, nope. You put that motherfucker on the field.
He writes the check.
But Zeke ankle hurt. Nope. Get that motherfucker on the field because he paid him $50 million. He better run the fucking ball because he paid him $50 million. So stop asking me why Pollard is not playing because he's a rookie and he doesn't make $50 million. And that's why he shouldn't be on the field when Zeke should be on the field because he make 50 million. Now if Zeke start to share that 50 million with Pollard, then put Pollard on the field. Otherwise, they need to shut the fuck up and let Zeke do what he's supposed to do. That's what he get paid for. Pollard only got out. He only got in the game at wide receiver because Jerry was like, if you want to put him in the game, put him. You want to crown him, crown him. You want to put him in the game, you put him out on the fucking wing. You put him in a slot, but you put his ass in the backfield, Kellen, and you'll be where Wade Phillips is, coaching the Rams.
Yeah,
some other shit. That's crazy though. That's why, man. Yeah, Jerry want to see that money materialize. He's like, I paid you for a reason, motherfucker. He said, if you want to give me $20 million worth of productivity, that's fine, but I'll collect it out of your bonus check next year. That is crazy. That was funny though, man. You had me dying. But anyway, man, I'm gonna let y'all go so I can finish this intro. Shout out to Ron Burgundy for the intro. But I'm gonna let y'all go so I can finish this intro for the breakdown video. I'm back at my intros too because I really don't care if they, block my money no more on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube for being YouTube. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about y'all. I do curse though. But
I do miss the intros. Bro.
Yeah, let's go smoke some weed or something. So you say no, I don't even smoke. I'm just saying it because YouTube like to block you when you say anything, man. They be like, you are flagged. They're like, flagged for what? For thinking some shit. Like they be on your ass, man. But anyway, love y'all, man. Love what I do, and I'll holler at y'all in a second. Y'all see that in like 20 minutes, literally. I'll put it up there in a second. All right, peace. And those of you who want the starter equipment or starter jackets and shit like that, the link will be in the description in a second. And the link will also be in the advertisements, will also be in the breakdown video too. These jackets is dope. Mine's coming in the mail. Get yours because I got mine. Peace. Salute. I said salute. My bad, Law. Stole your shit. Peace.